Hi friends, this tutorial I'm gonna teach you how to use entity framework in the MVC3 application to store the data and retrieve the data from the database. First we're gonna run the code which we done before. So see here we have a member ID, first name, last name, email. We don't want to display member ID to the user, so we have to remove this member ID from this page. And also I added a list of members, a link which I will show you the code, what code I used to create this link. Close this for now. Let's do this. Scaffold column false. This will remove the member ID from the page, so we can run this code. We can debug this page later. Before that we can create a new folder under models to create DB entity framework model. First we create contract and we will create abstract. I will show you how to use a dependency injection, the next tutorial. For now we're gonna create all the methods in an interface so that the dependency injection will work fine. So let's go and create an interface now. Class interface name called member repository POS, and create a new, change this to interface, and under contract create a new class called member repository. For the entity framework, make sure you have added movie contacts. The connection string is SQL Express and you have a database name called movie context. When you create an entity framework, always make sure your movie contacts, this one, to be matched with entity framework name. I already created the entity framework model, so let me use the one which I created already. Include this in project. If you see this here, I have a movie contacts, the same name which we used in the config file, and getting the base class of DB contacts, which you have to get it from the entity framework. If you take this off, okay, so to get this entity framework, download entity framework from the Microsoft website, entity framework 4.1. so once you've done this part, it's ready to connect to the database. Let's go back to our abstract class. Abstract class. Create a new method, iQueryable members. So we're gonna receive all the members from the database, and go to contract class, get the interface, member, right click and resolve this. Okay, public iQueryable members get before we need to get the database connection. db context movie context db is equal to new movie context, and get this db dot members. I have the members table already created. Okay, what's wrong? Members. Let me see the code which I already done. db members, sorry, yes, I'm missing something. Return. Okay, fine, it's fine with that. Okay, so now we have, I created the whole little bit code already before this tutorial to make it faster. Okay, so now we have this code ready, and if you go and create a new controller called member controller. Let's reuse the one which I already created. Include in this project. If you go here, I'm getting the member repository, MR is equal to new member repository. I'm getting the members to this view. Right click and create a view for this. Add a view, index, IEnumerable of, I'm getting IEnumerable of members of that model. Make it add. So now we have IEnumerable of members. There is something wrong with this code. Delete this dot member and do for each. Oh, sorry. Variable, and get the model here. Div span, and just get item dot first name for now. And if you go to the index page of home, I added the link called action link list of member. That's the link name, and I'm telling go to the index page of member actions, member control index action. So in this one, if you go here, go to the member controller, delete this member controller, and get the index page. So if you run this code, we have first name, last name. So list of members is the link. Click the link. Index is missing. What's wrong? It says that member slash index. So the problem is we created a link from the member controller, but it's created an index under home control. So instead we need to have, I think it's messed up because I already had a member call table, or it's created inside. Oh, that's wrong. We need to delete this member. Okay, now it should work. Okay, run this again. list of members. So now we got the test beneath this is comes from our database. So if you go and look at the database here, right click, show data table. So we have 3 members. I'm going to create a new at something.com. So now we have 4 member data. Close this. We're going to add one more column, this dot last name. So we are getting I enumerable of all the members to display here using for each loop. At the same time, we're gonna add one more method here. It's called string of save member. We're gonna save the member from the home page, which is called member of M, and we create contract public save member of M, create a class, publish string, return saved. We're not gonna worry about this return statement for now. Okay, db dot member of M db dot save changes. So these are the properties which we get it from the entity framework. We are getting some add the member with entity framework of member entity of member. Okay, so now we have a method to save the data. Let's go to our home controller. I already have this data return, this code return. Let's get the member repository, right click, resolve contract, and save member. So we get member details from the index page, which first name last name, and we are asking to save that member to the database. Run this again. Let's create, remember we already created new, and now we're gonna create test new, test something at test.com, save. Okay, members saved. Hopefully, let's go back to our index page and list of members. See here, new. That's the one we created through the database. This one we created through this application. So now we learn how to create a data in the database using MVC3 application with the help of entity framework. Thanks, bye.